The Sly Cooper series. This is one of my favourite video game series ever. It's also one of Sony's finest trilogies for the PlayStation, along with Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, and God of War. The reason why I love this series so much is that it's a series that combines two video game genres that are beloved amongst thousands of gamers: platforming and stealth. It all started in 2002 where Sucker Punch Productions made the first game in the series, Sly Cooper and the Thieves Raccoonus. I really like the original Sly because it reminisces 3D platformers from the 90s and adds something original, and the sequel, Sly 2 Band of Thieves, made a complete change to the series that improved on it from the original. I have to admit, as much as I love these two games, they aren't my favourite of the series. No. My favourite of the series is the third installment, Sly 3 Honor Among Thieves. Why is it my favourite? Well, that's the subject of this review. Let's kick off with the story. The story for Sly 3 is more darker and engaging than the last two. It starts off with Sly and Bentley attempting to get to the Cooper Vault, which contains a wealth of Sly's family with the help of unknown people. However, they are confronted by Dr. M, the owner of the island. As Sly and Bentley try to make a run for it, Sly gets captured by one of Dr. M's monsters, in which the game goes back to the past where we get a backstory where Sly wants to learn about the Cooper Vault, but it will take more thieves than Sly and Bentley in order to get past Dr. M's intensive security. Thus, Sly begins his third adventure where he has to find new recruits and get into the Cooper Vault. The gameplay for Sly 3 is the same formula from Sly 2, where you begin in a non-linear level and have a number of missions to complete, and at the end, the big operation will begin. The gameplay for Sly hasn't really changed much. You still have the ability to climb poles, walk on ropes, ninja spire jump, and pickpocket enemies for cash and items. The only difference is Sly now has the ability to disguise himself to get past guards, as long as he answers their password correctly. Murray and Bentley return as playable characters again, only this time Bentley no longer walks on foot as he did in Sly 2, but now uses a wheelchair because of, you know why. Bentley can use a jet booster to reach higher places, still has the ability to shoot sleep darts at enemies, and now, just like Sly, he is now able to pickpocket enemies. Murray's gameplay hasn't changed much either, but the only difference is that he is able to curl into a ball and bounce extremely high. Other playable characters other than Sly, Bentley and Murray are the new characters introduced in the game. There's the Guru, who can transform into objects and take control of enemies, Penelope's RC car and chopper, the Panda King, who can shoot fireworks at objects and enemies, Dimitri, who has the underwater levels, and Carmelita is also a playable character too. This is without a doubt the biggest line of playable characters I've seen in a platformer. The main objective of the game has changed once again, from taking back pages of the Thieves Raccoonus, collecting clockwork body parts, and now finding new recruits. Anyway, my complaint with Sly 2 is that some of the missions felt repetitive, easy and dry, but here in Sly 3, the missions are more improved as they feel more longer, and none feel repetitive whatsoever. Instead of having just one task to do in a mission, you now have more tasks to do, which adds more enjoyment. Another complaint I had with Sly 2 is the lack of replay value, because when I finish a mission I can't replay that mission to enjoy it again, but in Sly 3 they now give us the ability to replay each mission in all the levels, which adds more to the replay value. To increase the replay value even more, you have challenges to do which, if completed, will unlock more content in the game. Sly 3 also adds new gameplay elements and skills like safe cracking, finding codes and passwords in paintings, aerial combat, conversations, and so much more. Another improvement in Sly 3 are the bosses. In my opinion, the boss battles in Sly 3 are the most memorable in the Sly trilogy. My favourite boss battle has to be the fight with General Sao in the Chinese level, because it was the most epic boss fight in the entire game. This is also the first game in the series to have offline multiplayer, so what do I think of it, huh? The reason why I said that in text is because this multiplayer is really disappointing. The split screens are a little too small and it's not much fun as the addicting single player, but at least this feature has a reason to be included in this game, unlike the 3D glasses feature. Seriously, I found this feature to be completely gimmicky and pointless. There's absolutely no reward whatsoever for completing these missions in 3D. Trust me, don't even bother with it, it's just not worth the headache. Another thing I disliked are the treasure hunting missions in the 5th level. Out of all the gimmicks in the game, this is the worst because doing these missions is more of a chore than enjoyment. Some of the clues they give you are just too complicated to make out. What's even worse is that they made treasure hunting challenges for all 5 levels, and it was even more torturous than the treasure hunting in this mission. So overall, despite the lackluster multiplayer and the pointless 3D glasses feature, the gameplay for Sly 3 is almost perfect for me. Looking at the level designs, I have to say they don't feel that refreshing because they look like they were recycled from Sly 2. The only levels that did feel new were the Australian level and the pirate level, but nonetheless, I really like roaming around in the first level, Venice, because along with Tomb Raider 2, this is one of the best portrayals of Venice in my opinion in a video game. I also liked how they parodied Pirates of the Caribbean in the 5th level. The music in this level feels similar to Pirates of the Caribbean and it feels like you're playing a 3D platformer version of it, but my favourite level in the game hands down has to be the 2nd level, the Australian Outback, because whenever I play this level I have the same feeling as I do in the Road to Nowhere level in the original Crash Bandicoot. Now for the music. Oh boy, I'm gonna say this is one of my favourite soundtracks in a video game. The music for this game is so memorable that I'm sure no Sly fan out there could forget it. Here's some of my favourite songs in the game. And of course the main theme song. This has to be one of my most favourite theme songs I've heard in a video game. Overall, the music kicks ass. I also like the character development throughout the story. Not only do they introduce new characters, but also bring back old characters from the last 2 Sly games, and having Dimitri come back as a comic relief character feels welcoming at best. Kinda reminds me of another reptile some of us may know, huh? One thing that creeped me out, however, is how Murray treats the Cooper van as his wife. Okay then, funny I guess. But even so, the character development in Sly 3 is more memorable in the Sly trilogy, although I do miss Neela from Sly 2 though. Final verdict, this is not only one of my favourite 3D platformers of all time, but also one of my overall favourite video games of all time. I used to play this non-stop when I got it back in 2005 because it was just that awesome, and even to this day I'm still playing it. It's kinda hard for me to give it a score, but to be fair, I'll give it a 9.9.5 out of 10, meaning awesome. That's right, I rank this game in the same place as Crash Bandicoot Warped is in, which means it's one of the best 3D platformers I've ever experienced. So if you're looking for a platformer with huge replay value, you can't miss this one out. And I'm really looking forward to Sly 4. Will it be as good as the first 3 on the PS2? Well, we don't know at this point, but when the game is born, that's when the answers will be revealed. Thank you for watching this review, and I'll see you next time.